Alright, hello everybody. Lori and I are going for our first walk in about 2-3 weeks through the woods. 2 weeks probably. The bugs came out. Flo walking with me. We got the Piper dog too. She's hanging out. But it's another beautiful night. We're going to wind up at the garden and show you how the progress on the garden. Lori, what did you plant today?
Just carrots.
Carrots. So we planted carrots. Tomorrow she's going to do...
No, next week.
Next week she's going to start really going crazy on the planting. So
It's going to freeze tonight.
Oh, it's going to freeze tonight, Lori. So that's why we're going for a walk, because it got in the 80s and the bugs came out so bad. Mosquitoes that we didn't want to go for a walk, but now it's like in the 50s. So it's about 7 o'clock at night on, what's the date today, honey? The 25th?
27th.
27th already. So the woods have changed a lot since I showed you last time. Here, let me show you some pictures. So it's green now. Before it was brown. I just mowed the trails and I just got back. So here's the Piper. Checking out life. Here's an oak tree Lori and I planted right here. See the oak leaves? White oak. That baby's 10 feet tall now. We planted it and it was probably 6 inches, 12 inches tall when we planted it. So, alright, I'll catch you on the other end of the walk. Maybe we'll get by some ferns or something. Some really cool interrupted ferns up here. Okay, so this is a cool part of the woods. It's kind of almost like a tunnel. If you remember earlier video, this is where we tapped a lot of maple trees. One right here we tapped. They're everywhere. Right back there, that cluster back there is about 5. Now the hole's right there. It hasn't healed yet, but it'll heal. They always do, but there's maple trees everywhere in here. Here's a cherry. Let's show you the bark of this cherry. They're real scaly. See how scaly that is? That's a cherry tree. Here's another one right here. See how scaly they are? Another cherry tree. Otherwise it's maples, cherries. We got some elm in here. The elm are finally getting Dutch elm disease, so they're dying. This is back where Paige's stand is, I showed you a long time ago. But all these, there's like 5 of them right here, they're all maples. Every one is a maple. There's another maple. I'll probably give some of these a break next year and won't tap them. Right there's a maple. There's a big old oak tree. A little red oak there. This baby's big. Way, way, way up there. So yeah, pretty cool back here, man. We love it. Up here's a whole bunch of ferns. I'll show you these. It's like a whole meadow of them, I guess. I don't know what to call it, but they're somewhere waist high right now. Lori, go stand on those and we'll show them how tall these are. These are all ferns in here, you guys. Ferns. Compared to Lori, I mean, that one's up to her shoulders. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Shoulder height ferns everywhere. These are called interrupted ferns, and I'll show you why. If you look right here on this fern, see how the leaves died there? They did the same thing on this one. So they're, oops, I'll do that there. They're kind of interrupted. They grow and then they die. So they're in the growth of the leaves is interrupted. Those are the seeds eventually, I think. But this whole bay right here, this whole thing is all ferns. Pretty cool, eh? I'll show you up here just a little bit more. And I'll quit recording. All those back there, look at that, isn't that cool? All those ferns everywhere. And right in front of us, you guys have been here before. There's Paige's stand right there. So Paige's stand, I'll come out here to the side, you might be able to see it better. Let's see, right there's Paige's stand. So, alright. Loving life amongst the ferns. Another beautiful walk through our woods. We love doing it.
Plenty of these.
So these are different kind of ferns here, you guys. I think these are called evergreen wood ferns. Let me back on this. So these would be green late into the fall. The other ones will die and turn brown, but these are evergreen wood ferns. They're different than those. So this whole area down here by the swamp is filled with them. There's also a few more mosquitoes down here by the swamp. So Piper found a stick. She loves carrying a stick. She's a stick dog. You go around, Pipes? Come on, you can come around. Come on. Here, can I see if I can move this for you? Piper, go around. Ah, good girl. She's waiting for me to move that stick. Beautiful walk through the woods. I don't know how good you guys can see it or not, but right here, right down there, is a big, one of the biggest deer trails on the property. It kind of goes right through the heart of it. And then it comes, and it goes right, you can see it right there. That's a deer trail, man. It kind of goes by Page's stand back where we were. So it just runs right through the heart of the highlands, not back by the swamp. But it's a good deer trail. We see a lot of deer using it all the time. Matter of fact, if you look close, there's one of my trail cams waiting to see what goes across it. So I'll have to check that one of these days and see if there's any good deer pictures on there. If there are, I'll share them with you. Piper, hey Piper, this is what she does. Carry that stick. Get your stick. She'll carry that thing all the way back to the house. Eventually, maybe. Maybe it's too big. Alright, Pipes, what's going on with Pipes today? You a good girl? There she is again, she's got it. She sees me carrying wood back to the house all the time, and then she wants to help me bring wood back. She's a good stick dog. Not much on grouse or pheasants, but she's a good stick dog. Yeah, there you go, bud. Alright, so here's our progress for today. We got all these stakes up for Lori's tomatoes, so we're all set to go. How many are there, Lori? How many stakes?
40 tomatoes.
40 tomato plants we're going to plant. Then what else did you plant today, Lori?
We're going to plant onions.
How many onions are you going to plant?
100 yellow right there.
100 yellow in that row by
carrots.
that deal. And she's
2 rows of carrots.
Right here. 2 rows.
Well, they're side by side.
Yeah, okay.
I do everything side by side. Peas.
Peas, all up to that one little stake there.
And then in 2 weeks we'll plant beans in the other half. And we have beans in this row.
This whole row's beans.
Then we have 3 rows of corn.
3 rows of corn, but we planted that one yesterday. You saw that. We're going to do another one next week and one the week after that. So, and over here, Lori said all of our potatoes are coming up.
This row?
This whole row is all up.
See how far these are.
Wow, those other ones are coming up too. This whole row. How many are in this row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 mounds of potatoes in that row.
But some have quite a few plants because you put in more than one.
Yeah, more than one thing.
You put in like 3 sections.
Piper, get out of there. Piper's over there rolling in the dirt. So this row's got some going. Oh, look at these, man. Our potatoes. We do really good on potatoes.
There's like 4, 5 plants.
Look at that, man. Growing, thriving. This one's really tall. I'll have to start mounting them up next week. But 15 times 6 rows. That's
7
a lot
rows.
of spuds. How many?
I think there's 7.
7 rows of potatoes. We're waiting for our sweet potatoes to come in.
Water.
Oh, I see some of these are coming up too in the 4th row.
7.
Cool. Oh, the 5th row is almost up too. Holy moly. Since yesterday, these all started coming up. Is there more holy, Hannah? They're all coming up, Lori. Look at these. Yep. There's a couple there. One down there. So this is the last row we planted. We planted those
Right here too.
That's that row. I don't see any up on that row yet.
We'll look as well to see. Then
Cool,
in
man.
here, we're going to plant.
Oh, over there. What do you got going on
Okay.
next to there?
I've got 100 Vidalia onions going in here.
100 Vidalia onions she's got going in. Cool.
Plus, we've got Brussels sprouts,
Brussels sprouts.
broccoli, and cabbage. Purple and green cabbage.
Purple and green cabbage. Cool, man.
Plus, I left it open on the outside
The outside,
to
What
plant
are you going to plan on doing on the outside?
pumpkin pie pumpkins,
I make special pumpkin pie pumpkins.
butternut squash,
Butternut squash,
cantaloupe, and watermelon.
cantaloupe, and watermelon.
So it all
that
has
in
to
that open
fit.
corner right there. And you notice at the end of the tomatoes, we left that open too. We'll put some down there in the tomatoes. So it's going to be a huge garden. We love gardening. It's going to be great to grow our own stuff. And
We don't have enough room. for all the
Yeah.
trailing.
We thought our garden was too big. Now we don't have enough room, but I also got
will take up half of it.
the hoses out today with the sprinklers on tripods. Got that one there, so that's cool. We'll have to adjust it once we get them going, but the garden's coming right along this year. Kicking butt and taking names, Lori is. So
Next week we'll plant the stuff that's above ground.
Yep, it's going to be cold. Lori says it might freeze tonight. So
Tomorrow night, like in the 30s.
yeah. So cool. All right, folks, we'll keep you up to date with the progress.